Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alfany. Now, we're going to get into this Ripple.com. I was going to say article, but we actually have like 2 or 3 articles. We'll see if we can get through all of them because Ripple has had a lot of activity going on. It's in my humble opinion that they're starting to speed things up because maybe, just maybe, that SEC case ending is somewhere in the near future. And I think that they're taking all the proper precautions to prepare for that moment so that they can have the so-called flip of the switch moment. Of course, you want everything to roll out without problems, smoothly, and that ensures the flow of money is going to come. Okay, not financial advice, and there are no guarantees, but when you have 100 banks or more signed up, and like I said, that's just what Amazon was saying that Ripple had from AWS. They keep like a list of ecosystem partners for certain institutions, right? That's what they were saying. They've been saying that for a long time. I'm quite sure Ripple has more banks signed up than that. But then it doesn't really matter. When you have that many banks signed up to use your particular blockchain, and your focus is on those big payments, those interbank payments, and being a bridge currency for those things. Not only that, but then also providing liquidity for those things. Listen, that price has to pop. If everything goes according to plan, of course, like in life, there's no guarantees anything can happen. But if everything goes according to plan, then that price is going to explode, logically speaking. If you just crunch those numbers, look at the volume, look at the amounts they're talking about. All right. Even without them acting as a bridge for FedWire or chip system or something like that, which there's a big possibility they can be working with a lot of these systems. Now, in what time frame? Who knows? But the fact that that's possible means that the skies cannot be the limit for XRP and what its capabilities are and what it can do. Then also add into the mix the fact that they're going to continue to upgrade. They have to. Now, if you listen to that interview, don't worry, we're going to get into the article. Bear with me. But if you listen to that article with David Schwartz, he was saying how they have to continue to upgrade. They have to stay ahead of the curve, stay ahead of the competition. Haven't I been saying that for the longest time? Of course, we're all on the same page. We understand how to bring the victory home. And then also with the stable coins. Now, like I said, there's the document that we covered in the members only section about stable coins, the huge it's a lot more than what they're saying out here now. But if you read that document, which also I provided a PDF in the members only section, there's a heck of a lot to stable coins, more than what they're putting out there. Okay, but they're extremely important. But of course, they're going to need, you're always going to need liquidity tokens, settlement tokens. There's a lot of pieces that are going to come together. But when they do come together, right, they're not going to look like pieces. That's what I'm trying to show people here on the channel, is that all of this system, haven't I been saying that? All of this interoperable system is really one massive system, one world system. That's what it is. Instead of having all these fragmented pieces, once everything is done in the new financial system, it will not appear to be pieces. It will appear to run as one functioning system. That's how it's going to appear. One protocol for this, one protocol for that, but they all, because of interoperability, they will flow seamlessly one into the other. They will complement each other. All right, now, here's the article on Ripple.com. Ripple welcomes Michael Warren to board of directors. Major moves they're making here. Why? Think about that for a minute. Think about how close victory could be. Let's take a little bit of a read here. Let's read a little tidbit, but head over to Ripple.com and give them some traffic over there. Read this article. There's going to be a lot we're not going to cover, okay? But we're just going to try to grasp the crux of what they're trying to convey here. It's been an exciting and fast start to the year here at Ripple. From welcoming many new team members to launching our annual crypto trends report to seeing exciting momentum with the Creator Fund. We hit the ground running at the start of 2022 with no plans of slowing down. Equally as exciting is the announcement of our newest board member, Michael Warren. He joins Ripple with over 20 years of experience advising clients on international growth strategies, stakeholder management issues, and economic and geopolitical issues affecting global markets. What a strategic power move they just made. You got, you're going to learn. You're going to find out just how strategic this was. And they are looking to, you saw what they're doing over there in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Philippines. Ripple is deep in Europe. They are planning absolute domination in those portions of the world. Absolute domination, okay? As the number one pick to move currencies anywhere between large business institutions, commercial banks, central banks. If people want national digital currencies, Ripple is looking to dominate on every single level. This acquisition, or well, this bringing in of this high-level individual is highly strategic and will result in a lot of partnerships going that much more smooth. Okay, that I can assure you. Warren is managing director of Albright Stonebridge Group, part of Denton's Global Advisors, where he consults companies, investors, and stakeholders on navigating challenging business and regulatory landscapes in new and emerging markets. I told you, they're planting roots in those emerging markets, which will be dominant, large capital markets in the future. They will be growing exponentially, and Ripple wants all of that money, and they're going after all of that money. This is very good for XRP holders. It just gets better each day. As of right now, who knows what's going to happen in the future? I try to be realistic. But as of right now, looking at everything, how everything's going, the momentum, everything's looking fantastic. You're reading it yourself, right? Let's continue on here. Prior to his tenure at ASG, Warren served on the administrations of 2 U.S. presidents. Look how deep Ripple goes with their connections to the U.S. government. Very, very deep. It makes things a little bit suspicious when you look at how the SEC has been treating Ripple, right? But they are deeply ingrained and have a lot of close relationships in the U.S. government, just like Stellar. Look at what Stellar Foundation and Ripple are doing, how they're building these relationships with the U.S. government. There's a reason for that. They're playing for the big one here. Let's continue on here. I don't want to get too excited. Warren served on the administrations of 2 U.S. presidents. He was senior advisor of the White House Presidential Personnel Office during President Barack Obama's first term. And in 2010, President Obama appointed Warren to serve on the board of directors of the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, where he served on the audit committee until his term ended in 2019. During the Clinton administration, he was executive director of the National Economic Council at the White House and served in the office of Secretary of the U.S. Department of Labor. Warren's educational background is just as impressive as his professional one. He received degrees from Yale University, where he currently serves as a trustee and is a member of the Yale Corporation Investment Committee, and Oxford University, where he was Rhodes Scholar. I told you, these bank coins have been so meticulous in choosing their teams. They are just stacking their teams with brilliant minds. I told you. Look at what Algorand is doing. Stacey Warden. Look at Danelle Dixon over there, Stellar. You have Kelly Callahan over at Algorand. Lehman Baird. Sylvia McCauley. These banking coins have the absolute best teams around. Now, look at what Ripple is doing. Rosie Rios. They have an individual on the Faster Payments Council, right? Then you have David Schwartz, obviously is a genius, right? Brad Garlinghouse is not only a brilliant mind, but a definite winner. He knows how to bring in the partnerships and the deals, how to close them, right? And how to deal with regulatory bodies. Great. He's great at that. They are stacked with brilliant minds. And when you have brilliant minds that are backing something that's a financial offering, most times they're going to win. They're going to bring the big money. They know how to close deals. They know what the institutions want out there, and they're going to give it to them. And we have seen that. And that brings in a large wave of capital if we're going to talk about setting up a new infrastructure, new systems, new offerings that are cheaper, faster, more secure, provide liquidity, no pre-funding accounts. All of these things are important. Ripple is bringing all of that. Then, okay, so let's not forget the prestige that comes along with that, right? So there's prestige that comes along with someone who's worked for 2 presidents. And let me tell you something, when you're sitting in meetings and you have your advisors come in and they're telling you who is going to be discussing these things with you, their background. Who is this I'm talking to? You want to know that. And when you hear their background, that prestige carries a lot of weight. Relationships that were built when that individual served 2 U.S. presidents, or Rosie Rios was putting her name on all the money. These relationships that were built pre-Ripple are important. It's going to go a long way, a very, very long way, to establishing relationships for Ripple, which obviously that makes a lot of things easier when it comes to the mass adoption of Ripple, especially when it comes to regulations and such like that in the future. You have so many regulatory bodies. We have to wait and see how all of these things are going to play out, how all of these things are going to go. But as of right now, things are looking great. So let's continue on just a little bit here. Accelerating global growth and market expansion. Warren joins our board of directors at a critical time. He will be a part of our larger growth strategy to help strengthen Ripple's global presence as we continue to champion regulatory clarity in the U.S. I told you, his prestige, his reputation is going to go a long way towards regulatory clarity and taking Ripple serious and giving them respect. To champion regulatory clarity in the U.S. and expand our presence in global markets as the leading provider of crypto solutions for business. And so here's a quote from Michael Warren. It says, "I have long admired the tenacity shown by Ripple and its management team using regulatory setbacks in the U.S. as an opportunity to pioneer crypto regulation for the benefit of the industry, innovation, and establish an equal playing field for all. I look forward to being a part of Ripple's efforts to move the needle forward on crypto regulation while the company further solidifies its position as a leader in global finance and the digital economy." Listen, these people understand there's big money coming, all right? No one of this caliber, or the caliber of Rosie Rios and etc., all of these individuals getting involved with Ripple, no one gets involved with a company unless they understand where it's going. And they see that the big money is coming, power is coming, and they want a part of it. Obviously, there's always a benefit. It's not just a paycheck. You can get a paycheck anywhere, trust me on this. And you can get a much bigger paycheck than working for the NBFIs, non-banking financial institutions. But it's not just about that. It's about the potentiality in the future. The money that is to come in the future, not only that, the power that is to come in the future as a individual holding a position in what will become the new banking system, the new financial system. And that is very desirable to individuals around the world. It's something that is not always accessible. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity on many levels, not just for holders of XRP, but for the people that are getting involved with Ripple. Once in a lifetime. They'll never have the opportunity again. We will never have the opportunity again. Nothing like this, where generational wealth can be generated. Of course, like I said, that depends on how much XRP you hold, of course, right? You have to have a whole bunch of coins, or you have to have a respectable amount of coins, right? So that way you can ensure that that money is going to come. And I'm not telling you to go out and buy XRP or sell XRP. Doesn't make a difference to me whatsoever. What's going to make that parabolic run for generational wealth, if that is to come, and I believe that there is a hefty sum coming, a hefty amount of money, a hefty amount of capital waiting to flow into XRP. I'm excited to see what it's going to do. But what's going to make that price move are the banks, not retail, the banks, okay? So that massive parabolic run that everyone is screaming about when it comes to XRP happens when the banks step in. That 100 banks or more that they have signed up, okay? So let me just make that clear. So let's go on to this next article here. It's titled "Open Banking on the Rise in North America." I told you before, people are looking for alternatives to the banks. They hate the banks. They don't trust them. They don't like them. The banks, you open a savings account, they're barely giving you any type of annual percentage yield. Their annual percentage yield is terrible, terrible. Okay. So now the people are starting to wake up and say, hey, what is this crypto thing about? I can get an annual percentage yield and I can possibly stake. I can possibly do both at the same time. I can see a huge return on investment for money that I plan to save. You mean my money can actually make a significant amount of money depending on what protocol I can hold? People are starting to wake up to that. En masse, by the way, en masse. Because I know people, those of us who've been in the crypto sphere for a while, we've always known about these things. But there's so many new people coming into the crypto sphere every day. They don't know about staking. They don't know about the high annual percentage yield for holding some of these coins. High rewards for holding some of these coins like Algorand or such like that. They'll give you rewards just for holding Algorand, right? They don't know about any of that. They don't even know about XRP, XLM. This is why sometimes we have to reiterate a lot. Now, I know people out there might not understand, but when you come and you click into these videos and you're reading it, you get comments from this video, a video you released last year, you get all the comments all at once. At least that's how I see it, right? There's a lot of new people who don't know anything about XRP. They don't know anything about XLM. They don't know anything about cold wallets, and they're all asking you questions, okay? This is how I know from experience that there's a ton of new people into crypto, and hopefully they will stay. But that's up to them. But they are learning and finding it delicious to get involved with the bank coins, okay? Not just the bank coins, but this is why I have so many people asking about XRP and XLM, right? Makes sense. But crypto overall. But once they find out that they can earn more than they can by having a savings account in the bank, they're going to switch over to crypto 100%. And this is why it's also important for the streamlining of different crypto apps, crypto websites, whatever you want to call it, so that it's easier to use for regular people. They don't have time for figuring out these complicated processes on some of these DeFi. Some of these DeFi platforms are not that simple. They're getting there. They're getting better. But they're not so simple so that the regular person will have enough time to figure it out and do all of these things and connect this wallet and log in here, use your keys there, like all of this different stuff. They don't have time for that. You have to make it easier for these individuals. And I think that's where what we're seeing right now is the streamlining of a lot of crypto offerings so that the people that are coming in now who don't have a lot of time and want things to be easy, and that's the only way to retain them as users of crypto, we have to have that easeability of use, okay? But yes, they're going to choose crypto accounts and crypto banking over traditional banking, in my humble opinion. It's just much, much better. But let's continue on here. Open banking is poised to transform business operations and payments transactions across North America. As fintechs and banks explore alternatives to debit and credit card transactions and lean into account-to-account payment networking, education and additional regulatory guidance around open banking will help usher in this new paradigm. Regions where open banking has already made its mark have seen a rise in competition and a downward pressure on margins. This has driven financial institutions to either find new revenue streams or new cost-saving measures. And the emerging open banking landscape with its burgeoning crypto innovation has the opportunity to provide solutions to both. While the impacts it may have on banks and payment service providers must be considered, there is ample opportunity for customers and benefits for the economies to which they contribute. Okay. Another thing that's been problematic is last year I was discussing with the people on this channel, the subscribers, the happenings around the world where banks were getting shut down. They were getting attacked en masse, shut down. Then they had a lot of infrastructure issues and they were shutting down, and millions upon millions of people were not able to access their money. They were very upset about that. Of course, right? You want your money. What's been happening this year is when those things have been happening, they've actually been making the major news, like the major news networks. This is unprecedented for them to talk about things like that. So now there's sort of this awakening in the people where now they're having the realization of, wow, maybe something might happen with my bank. I may not be able to get my money. I need to access my money. They could shut down the ATMs. They could close their doors. They might, then how am I going to eat, pay bills? A lot of people are starting to have this realization and say to themselves, how can I take control of my money so that I can always have access to it? And of course, they're going to turn to crypto. Self-custodying, QR code payments. You have a lot of these different crypto companies with their own debit cards, credit cards, whatever. You can go to ATM machines, pull money just right out, just like that. A variety of different ATMs. So you're not locked down to, you have to use this particular bank or that. No, you can use it anywhere. And there's a lot of other types of ways you can get money from those particular cards, right? But the control that you have, the access that you have to your own money with something, let's say like USDC, using Circle, Stellar USDC. I mean, it's cheaper, right? You can stake certain certain stable coins, or not stable coins, but like holding USDC, you get like a certain percentage, annual percentage yield. So you're making a little bit of money on that. It's pretty good. It's not that bad. So people are starting to have those realizations and turn towards crypto for their banking needs. You can even have your entire paycheck deposited into something like, let's just use as an example, Coinbase. So let's say you don't like the banks, you don't trust them, you think that they're preparing for a mass cyber attack or something like that. And listen, mass cyber attack, they've been getting attacked every day. We read the articles on here in a video about a month ago. They've been getting attacked every single day. They're getting hacked every single day. It's just a matter of whether it's damaging to them or not, or if they can stop it, stop the hemorrhaging of information or such, or, you know, how the hackers choose to use that information. It was there significant information lost, but they've been getting hacked every single day. So, and this is your major banks, but they have so many different flaws, right, that can be exploited. But because of that realization, people are turning to crypto. Now, once you have regulatory clarity, most of those other scam coins, rug pulls, meme coins are going away. They're done for. They're finished. They're finished. And then who do the people turn to? Who do they trust? Who's left standing? In my humble opinion, XRP, XLM, Algorand. Of course, Algorand's a monster right now. HBAR, Cello. That's who's going to be standing. The bank coins. They're secure. They're safe. You can move your money back and forth. If the banks can trust them, then the regular people can definitely trust them. They're going to come out on top. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? We only got through like a sentence in this article here, and then there's an entire other article I didn't even get to. I don't want to keep you here too long though, but I appreciate everybody being here, listening to my thoughts. And now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.